Hey everyone, I'm darthbriboy, and this is an interview with Adam Olinger, or Olinger, like Tiger, or I'm sorry I mispronounced his name. He even told me how to pronounce his name, and I fucked it up, but that's irrelevant. Anyway, this is the guy from Feud Nation, the badass movie critic who basically takes anything from any genre and fucking analyzes it and puts them against each other to discuss which may be superior over the other. He did this with Toy Story, he did this with, Star Wars, and he does a lot of different things, so please check out his channel. In fact, that's what this interview is. So, this is a prologue to the actual interview. Now, this interview was filmed on screen capture software, and unfortunately, we both had our webcams at HD quality. So, with that in mind, there is a ton of lag in this video, and sadly, neither of us, maybe he's able to, but I'm not able to fix the lag, sadly, so please excuse that. Another thing you'll have to excuse is my stupidity to not use headphones. I didn't use headphones during this video, so there is a lot of in and out speaker feedback, sadly. So, please excuse the technical errors within this video. I hope you enjoy the interview, and please leave your feedback in the comments. I'd love to get Feud Nation's opinions. I'd love to get anyone's opinion on this. If you like it, if you hate it, please tell me why. Anyway, here's the interview. I hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, I'm darthbriboy, and welcome to my interview with the great Adam Olinger. I'm probably just from the great Feud Nation. And how you doing, man?
Good. A lot of greats in there. I like that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of greats is just how I roll, all that stuff. I love your show. It's like the Nostalgia Critics old versus new, but put on freaking steroids. Because you just go everything. It's like, oh, I'm not just going to compare remakes and the original. I'm going to compare stuff within the same series, the same genre, different genre. I don't give a fuck. And I respect that and like that in the reviewer. And it's freaking awesome. So, we're going to start off with the basic questions. Hopefully this won't be laggy as fuck, but it probably will. I apologize to my audience. Hopefully this will be on your channel. I'll give you it through Google Drive or whatever. And yeah. Okay, so we'll start off with the first question.
Okay.
How did you start your channel?
Well, you brought up Nostalgia Critic. He was a huge inspiration with me. I only watched like 2 YouTube shows years ago. One was Nostalgia Critic. One was Angry Video Game Nerd. I found Nostalgia Critic through the Angry Video Game Nerd rivalry thing they had. And the second piece of that was I worked with a buddy, Corey Williamson, over at my last job, and we'd argue all the time about movies, both in a funny, bantery sort of way, but also a real legitimately pissed off sort of way. If he likes the movies, I'd be like, how can you possibly like that piece of shit? So after watching Nostalgia Critic for a while and seeing his fan base, and I was just trying to think of what can I do that's different than that, because I don't want to rip anybody off. And inspiration from Siskel and Ebert, because back in the day, those guys were the shit to me, especially when they fought. And then I approached Corey with the idea. I'm like, why don't we just, the best part of Siskel and Ebert was when they fought. So why don't we just fight? That'll be the show. And so that's where we started. Granted, it only had like 10 views a day. So after I think 2 years off and on, Corey was like, I've had enough. It's usually just negative comments. We're not getting anywhere. So I continued on. That's where we're at. So.
But you kept it going. You kept the show alive because you're like, there's still blood in this fucking thing. And I'm going to keep pumping it in until I'm an old man and my kids are going to college. And I'm just going to do this like a nut, And I understand that too, because when I started doing my reviews, I kind of did it like Mr. Plinkett, I did it like Red Letter Media, I did it like Doug Walker, and I just had to find my own niche. And it took me a little while to do that. And some of my inspirations were Chris Stuckman, because his analysis of film, it's like I think Doug and Chris could just easily have been college professors of film if they, wanted to, because they're just that smart and that good with their analysis, I think a lot of it was also because I wanted to be a filmmaker and I wanted to understand more about why I love movies and what keeps me going, what keeps me coming back to films, to filmmaking, and it's just, in a lot of ways I would say film is the ultimate art because it requires everything. You know,
Right.
drawing, painting, photography, video, editing, music. It's just everything essentially. You know,
Right. And
and it's
he's a
just
terrible artist too, like Bowl or U Bowl or whatever the hell his name is.
we don't want to talk about him because he's one of the reasons why movies probably get mocked sometimes or why people don't go to them, which is really
Right.
shit. All right, so let's do it with well, let's skip over that because it was what you just said. It was what was your.
Yeah, I ramble a lot, so I'll probably like cover 6 questions at a time.
Hey, it's okay, man. It's okay. The more the merrier. I like trying to get that in there. I like doing interviews. I like trying to go in depth. I like trying to make them entertaining. It's just how I roll. All right. Okay. Who were some of your favorite people to do feuds with?
Jonathan Paula comes to mind. We actually formed kind of a bromance after he was on the first time. He really respected that I don't do jump cuts on my show like Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns. A lot of the main ones do jump cuts, and he appreciated it from a film background standpoint that I would show actual movie footage and bite the bullet as far as content ID goes and whatnot, just to make what we consider a better product, not necessarily a more popular product. But, so he's a lot of fun. I talk to him probably once a week about just advice and whatnot. Greg Miller was a ton of fun. I had him on 2 times. His channel's blown up insanely well, so I don't even know if I'd approach him again because I think I'm a bit out of his league now. I'm trying to think. Tom Chattelbash, he's kind of he doesn't do the show as much, but he's fun. I like having him on. He's just a good guy. Pretty much everybody I've had on has been pretty awesome. So, it's good. Stuckman was on once before, although I tend to write the scripts for both parties. And I don't think I hit the tone right with people, and the final product sometimes suffers. I think with Stuckman, he's typically a more serious reviewer, like you said. And so I gave him a lot of kind of funny and jokey things, and I'm just not sure it played out well. So I think if I ever had him on again, I would maybe push for him to write his part more. So.
And it's very interesting because it's like I said, Chris Stuckman really, like his analysis is just really brilliant, with his analyzed films of Under the Skin. Under the Skin, I think, is probably one of my favorite Scarlett Johansson roles because it's just so different. It's like kind of a slow-paced version of Predator is the best way I describe it, in a way. Like, she's the Predator, but it's like if the Predator was given more depth,
Yeah. Well, if you've ever seen Species, it's pretty similar to Species.
All right, I'll have to check that out sometime.
Yeah, I'm not sure you want to, but it's similar to Species.
Right.
More of a softcore porn. Maybe you do want to. I don't know.
All right. What is your background in film, i.e. degrees, or is it just a passion?
As far as professional, I don't have anything really, I would say, as far as a certificate goes. I've been doing like stupid films with my buddies since I was like 8 or 9. I've had probably 5 or 6 different courses in my life, everything from, $5,000 Canons to the cheap mid-level $900 one I'm using right now. I've done some professional, I shouldn't say professional, more professional type shots with people out in Arizona when I lived out there for a while. I was kind of a freelance videographer, I guess, camera guy. But as far as I don't have any sort of special college degree or anything. I took visual communications, which covered video at some point, but it's pretty much just a passion for me. So.
As it is for a lot of people, because it's like, there's nothing really stopping us from just putting on a webcam or turning on our cameras and just saying what we can say about the film. That's just what makes the internet such a beautiful creation in a lot of ways,
Yeah, and I think, being a movie buff like you are, I think the biggest tool of all is just watching what movies do, what the good movies do. Really focusing on the shots they're using, why they're using those shots, and just feeding off of that and learning from that. So I'm an on-the-job learner.
I agree with you. I'm still learning myself. I did my first movie. I wrote. I directed it. I didn't star in it because that would have been way too much work. Plus, I had to film it in like a week with my friend. I called him Edit Monkey throughout the shoot, and I basically became Stanley Kubrick and went nuts, which is okay. Fortunately, we are still great friends because we've known each other for over a decade, which is awesome. All right.
That's funny. I just posted like 4 homemade movies I did with my buddies back in like 2001 to Feud Nation. They're all like 45 minutes long, super over the top, but yeah, it was fun looking back on those. And you're like, I shot those in a couple days. It was hell.
I gotta agree with you, man. It was hell for me too with my film. I wanted to do it in black and white because I'm like, oh, I can use chocolate syrup as blood. Because if Hitchcock used it, why not?
Yeah, that'll work now, right?
Yeah, that'll work. And, let me just try this. Did we kind of go into the evolution of your equipment? If not, then let's go into that. How long did that take? Is it just different or, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, if you look back at the beginning of my show, it was with Corey, and we'd film after our real jobs that we get paid for, which was web design development. We'd drive to his house in his basement. It was just a boring brown wall, very nostalgic critic. And we had we had my nice camera I had in Arizona it was a Canon AHX1 or whatever the hell it's called. And he had some just floodlights, like worker lights, and that's what we used to start with. We did probably a dozen or two. We did a lot of episodes, I guess, early on that way. And then I decided we need to take it up a notch. This isn't going to fly. YouTube is full. There's millions of videos uploaded daily to YouTube. How are we going to get noticed? We need to up our production quality. So we slowly but surely played with green screen ideas. We went to Joann Fabrics one time and bought 30 green poster board size things, and we fucking taped them all up on this wall, and they were falling during the shoot. It turned out like shit. I think it was for Armageddon. It's the first green screen episode we did. And we actually did that episode 3 times over 3 different days. And it was terrible. We did that with Fast and the Furious also, which I never even finished the episode. I just would get in the editing and I'm like, nope, this is terrible.
I'm done with this shit. Move on.
Right. So, and then we eventually, we got, the green screen I use now, which is just it's like $50 off Amazon. It's pretty big. And I bought the Cowboy Studio light kit that's all around me. I'm not going to move. I guess I can move this.
Oh, okay.
I got a couple soft boxes, and then I got a couple more lights there. So there's a lot of lights in here. That whole kit, I think, it wasn't that bad. I think it was like $300. This isn't professional grade stuff. It's super cheap, but it gets the job done for a YouTube show.
Gotta use what you have. I just use my dad's electrician, who we're friends with, install all these 24 freaking lights down here on both sides of the basement. So I use that for my lighting, and it's really great. The lighting I get is just freaking great because I'm just lucky.
Yeah. It's very bright.
I mean, you use what you have.
Right.
Which is awesome. All right.
After Corey's basement, we moved to the a kind of a dungeon at our office where we used to work at, and then we turned the show into a stand-up show where we stood up, and that's when I got the lights, and now I'm in my basement at my house. So.
As I said, use what you can. You just gotta go with what feels right.
Yeah.
The editing, the lighting, it's all what makes a good review.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we can all learn from people like you, Chris, Jeremy, Doug, James, all those great guys. I'm hoping to eventually see Chris on League of Super Critics along with Doug. It would just be. I think he's on that guy with the glasses now. I didn't know about this until a friend of mine told me. I'm not sure he had any announcement video about that.
I'm bitter about those guys. I've asked that guy with the glasses. I've asked 6 of them to be on my show.
And
zero response from them. They're like a secret society over there. And if you're not part of their crew, it's like the Adam Sandler crew. You got to get in. You got to be Kevin James. I I don't know. I try once in a while. Getting Doug on would be huge for me. But
Well, it would, because I guess if we get you 1,000,000 views, feud with Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, get him in character, that over-the-top zaniness.
well, I'm not sure about that because all the collabs I've done almost bring me 0 new subscribers. You need to get on their show. That's why usually collabs go both ways, but I never go on their shows. It's only a one-way street. Moving forward, I think I'm going to kind of be like, if you come on my show, it'd be nice if I could go on yours and maybe get some of your subscribers and some of your viewers. So
it's a two-way streak. It's like it works both ways for both parties.
I think if Doug came on my show, I probably would get 50 or 60 subscribers. But if I came on his show, I bet I'd get thousands of subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, you would just get a lot of different people, a lot of variety, because a lot of way, I think Doug and James kind of inspired a lot of us to do this review thing, because he came on there with nothing, and then he basically became the American dream of video reviewing, and that's really inspirational. Even though the game has really changed, we still hope to try to find that niche, that audience that we can linger on to. Even if it's 2 or 3 people, we just want that niche, that those guys to say, we have done it, It may not be that big, but we've accomplished it in some way.
Right.
Having that feeling is just awesome on every level,
Yeah.
All right, this is a great interview, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right. What do you not enjoy about doing the show? This involves any technical error, guests that won't come on, trolls, etc.
Everything you just said. I mean, there's a lot I don't enjoy about doing this show. Being up till midnight, 1 in the morning, editing the show, only to see a return on my investment of maybe $1. Competing with a lot of guys that put out material that I don't consider to be very good, but they get hundreds of thousands of views because they're either A, first to review the movie, or B, because they're just churning and burning videos 3 or 4 times a day, where I take my time and slow burn the shit out of this thing. And unfortunately, on YouTube, quality isn't king, it's quantity. And, I don't want to play that game. I just want to do a show that I can look back on in 5 years and be like, that episode was okay. Even though I look back on most of my episodes, I'm like, that episode was fucking terrible. At least I can say that I tried, It does suck not getting people to come on when I tweet them, message them, go back and forth on emails multiple times, and then they eventually just walk away. I've had a couple people that I've actually written the full scripts for and had a shooting date, and then they fucking walked. And I was just, I was pretty pissed. I'm not even going to say who they were because I'm not here to throw anybody under the bus. They had their reasons, but
and I understand, you don't want to start like a fanboy war or fanboy defense thing because we get enough freaking trolls as it is. I've done a handful of political videos because I do a lot of variety. I do politics, movie reviews, DVD and Blu-ray updates, videos of my freaking hamsters because hamsters are just adorable, I always try to do variety, And I did this one video where it's got so many bloody dislikes, it's ridiculous. And I got so many anti-Semitic comments because I'm Jewish, and that really pissed me off,
Oh, you're Jewish? I can't interview anymore. I'm sorry.
What? No! Damn you!
I know what you mean. I've been called pretty much every name in the book too. It doesn't matter. They're like 7-year-old kids. That's what I always say.
You just brush it off, You maybe say something witty. Like, there was this one guy who had a Confederate flag. I flat out said, I think you're being too subtle. Get a swastika,
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I think he took my advice and got rid of the Confederate flag. They replaced it with a KKK cross. So
probably superimposed it on top, so he had both, best of both worlds. Miley Cyrus.
No, he was too lazy to get Photoshop or GIMP. He just he got the Confederate flag and just went, dude.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Yeah. I give those guys way too much credit. What made you want to do the dry wit and sarcastic approach for the show?
Because I'm dry-witted and sarcastic. It's not really a character. I'm more obnoxious and over the top, I guess, to a degree. But I am a sarcastic person and I am a dry person, so I was like, I'll just be myself. Yeah.
And I think being yourself really has helped. You know, when you're not full of bullshit and imitating someone else. There's just one review I'm thinking about because now I'm on a website called Movie Pilot. They came to me. I heard it's a pretty good site. It's not like a network, like multi-channel thing. They just, oh, you're on there too?
Yep.
All right. Woo! Virtual fist bump for Movie Pilot, bro.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean they're
they're cool. They send me stuff once in a while.
That is awesome. I really hope to get to that point. My dream is to probably go to a comic convention and I saw Scarlett Johansson in person on a Broadway play once. My dream, because my mom is awesome. She knew I loved her.
Yeah.
She saw she was in Count of Hot Tin Roof. It wasn't just like crappy seats. No, these were second row seats, and it was like up close and personal. You know, seeing the Black Widow in person. And she's just a brilliant actress. I'm annoyed the Academy hasn't kind of recognized her, given enough credit by now. I was like, okay, I've done all this shit. Give me my fucking Oscar. It's like she's a female Leonardo DiCaprio or some shit.
I was gonna say, to be fair, DiCaprio hasn't gotten one, so
yeah, I think
you never know.
My friend and I always talk about the Oscars, how it should be discussed by film buffs, not just these elite snobby guys, but people who genuinely have a passion for film. I think that's why the You Reviewer Awards came out, because it was just, we're tired of seeing some of our favorite movies get snubbed. Let's bring out the people who genuinely love and have a passion for movies and give them a shot, give them a voice as an alternative to this pompous, pretentious shit, you know? It was great seeing Toy Story 3 getting nominated for Best Picture. I'm sure Lee Unkrich and John Lasseter were going, holy shit. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm sure Lasseter and Unkrich and all those guys feel a shit ton of pressure for the fourth movie. You know?
Yeah.
Personally, I think they should have stopped at 3 because it just ended everything so perfectly with Woody. It was just... Excuse me.
I think they announced like 3 more.
3 more Toy Stories.
I think they're doing another trilogy, yeah.
Ah! People are like, well, why aren't you excited for more Toy Story? Because when something ends, it should bloody end. You know?
Yeah.
You know, in the immortal words of Tony Montana from the remake of Scarface, every dog has their day. I probably butchered that quote or whatever, but freaking love Pacino. I got Insomnia. Looking forward to that. Let's just get on with the other question, because I don't want to go off topic. This might be a hard question for everyone to ask. I know I have a slightly easier time doing this. What is your favorite genre of film?
Hey, how's it going? Oh, sorry, my wife came down with the cat.
Hi, Adam's wife. I'm Ryan.
Oh, okay. She's gonna listen to the interview. What was my favorite genre? What was my favorite genre of film?
Can I say hi to Mrs.
You can say hi. Oh, she's gonna run away.
Wait, why are you running?
You came down here. Now you gotta come down.
Come on, I want to say hi. I want to meet the wife.
This is live. Don't fucking embarrass me.
Hey. Yeah. It's not live. It's gonna go through a video. Yeah, favorite genre.
Action.
You just like seeing the ferocity and just the over-the-top nature and seeing people being pushed to their limits.
Yeah, I grew up with action movies. My dad was a big movie buff. He would take me to like Terminator 2 when I was 8. So yeah, maybe that wasn't a good idea, but yeah, I've seen pretty much every rated R movie before I was 12 that came out in the 80s and 90s. So
could you give me a sec? My glasses are a little bit foggy because of the sweat. All right, thanks for the help, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's how this works.
Yeah, I'd say probably one of my favorite genres is probably sci-fi, because I grew up in a special ed class, and there you were given a lot of easy challenges, easy things to do. When I go to a sci-fi movie like 2001 Clockwork Orange, Under the Skin,
Yeah.
I feel like my morality and my compassion in my brain is being pushed. It pushes me more as a man, as a person. Can I empathize? Like with Clockwork Orange, can I empathize with someone so evil and cruel? Can I be the bigger man and show that level of empathy and compassion despite the evil that he did? Actually, that was kind of one of my inspirations for Clockwork, for my movie An Ode to Madness. I'd like to get your opinion on that. Maybe I could show you a link sometime if you're interested.
Yeah.
In that, my main inspiration while writing that movie was Sheriff Woody versus Alex DeLarge in an interrogation room. Because it's like you have Sheriff Woody, who's a great character, a brilliantly written character. And the reason why he's so brilliant is because he's a flawed character. He's not Goody Two-Shoes, typical Disney male stereotype who makes a fuck up here and there like Flick from Bug's Life. No, he's a troubled character. He's struggled with doing the right thing. Many times he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got an ego problem. His pride gets the best of him. He has regrets, His compassion is sometimes used against him. So, and then you put him with someone like Alex DeLarge, who's a complete sociopath with no empathy, no compassion, nothing, doesn't give a shit,
Right.
And you've got these two, and it's like I would love to just see something like, would the moral man, but the guy who's flawed, break, or would he pursue and break the sociopath, That's what I always like to see, It's like a battle of wits and a battle of the minds, and I just love seeing stories like that. Unfortunately, I had to cut a lot of it down and cut some stuff out and go through many rewrites to the point where I had to erase the prologue, but you'll see it at some point, hopefully.
Yeah.
This is probably no-brainer. I probably have a gut feeling the answer to this question is going to be, so I'll just ask it. What editing software do you use?
Premiere.
Premiere? I thought it was Final Cut.
Not Final Cut.
All right, I was wrong. That's interesting. All right. Personal and advanced questions. Okay. What was the first film you showed to your kids?
What was the first movie? What was the first movie we showed to the kids? No, movie, not Barney. Barney.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I hate my kids, so I show them Barney just nonstop. That's all we watch now.
Yeah, no, you're not getting Toy Story. You're not good enough for that.
That's right. You came. You're not worthy.
You're not worthy of that complex, well-written character. You're gonna watch something that's dumbed down and stupid, because that's what you fucking are, you little shit.
What did we? The first movie I took Olivia to was Wreck-It Ralph. That was the first. That was the first movie in theaters I took Olivia to. My 6-year-old daughter. It was Wreck-It Ralph, and what a great movie to start her out with. It was a freaking awesome movie.
The first theatrical experience.
Really had a father-daughter dynamic too, so it was pretty cool.
The first movie I remember seeing was Toy Story 1. I wore out 2 VHS tapes of that. My parents grew tired of it, Like, I remember the specific point. It's right where Buzz is going to jump off, is going to try to fly, and then it went VHS tape mode, and it cut, and then it went to some golf show. So my parents were like, oh, God, we're going to have to buy him another one,
You made me feel really old when you said Toy Story 1 is the first movie you watched a bunch of times, but then you said VHS, so that kind of helped. That brought me back a little bit.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, Land Before Time was the first movie my kids watched the shit out of at home.
Yeah, I feel bad for all the parents who got to watch Frozen. I mean, Frozen's a really great film, and I think it's going to go to Peter Pan level at some point. It's going to be like that classic era stuff, I said era, I meant era,
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah, it's going to just be this thing, There's this guy I really like called I Hate Everything. Love his show, really good show. He's a British guy, really got that thing to him, but I gotta agree with one of the comments he did where it was like Frozen will eventually get to that level, once all the hype dies down and Disney stops milking that cash cow, it
Yeah,
will ferment like a fine wine, you know? All right, let's
it's already
see.
there.
Yeah. All right. All right, we got to the... As a parent and film buff, what age would you show them movies like Clockwork Orange, Psycho, Vertigo, GoldenEye, Casablanca, Fight Club, and movies similar to that? By that I mean waiting till they're older to appreciate it, or waiting till they're, say, 15 or 18, you know?
Well, they'll definitely be older. I didn't see most of Stanley Kubrick. Can never say his last name. His like Clockwork Orange. I didn't see that till like 2 years ago. So I hit that real late. But yeah, a movie like that that's so in depth, I think probably 16 or later for sure. Same with a lot of those movies. So, for one, they would give my kids nightmares to know when if they saw them now. But yeah, I'd say for the majority of those movies.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because it's like, I mean, Kubrick and Hitchcock, I mean, they were giants of their era, and it's kind of what I think every filmmaker wants to aspire to, you know. I want to create a Psycho, I want to create a Clockwork Orange, I want to create the next Vertigo, you know. And they try and they feel like pale imitations, like what M. Night Shyamalan has become now, you know.
Can you even say become? I mean, he had like 2 good movies, and it's just been crap for like
over a decade.
Yeah. So,
well, I don't know.
Everybody had so much hope for him.
And then it was like, why? I mean, yes, he had 2 really good movies. And when actually, what's funny is my copy of The Sixth Sense is an import DVD from China that I got from Chinatown, which I don't know how the hell they're able to legally sell that, because I bet a lot of people who live in Chinatown.
Go with it.
Yeah, a lot of people who live in Chinatown don't know anything about DVD region coding and stuff. So they're going to buy a DVD assuming it's going to work, and they get home and it doesn't freaking work.
Right.
Which would really freaking suck for them, you know. Anyway, so question, are you a movie collector?
I used to be I don't have like a shrine of movies like you see on YouTube shows where they have like a case behind them and whatnot, but I have, I got rid of a lot of movies when I tried to go all digital. That didn't work out too well, but I had probably 300 or 400 DVDs at one point, and I have a lot of Blu-rays, but digital's kind of ruined everything for me because, you know, there's iTunes, there's Amazon Video, there's just this, you know, the PlayStation has its Sony library, Xbox. There's just too many fragmented ways to own a movie, and I forget what movies I even have where anymore. It's like I'm pretty sure I own the Hobbit movies, but is it on Apple TV? I don't know. So yeah, I collect movies, I guess, but lately it's died down a lot since if I see a movie, it's rare that I'll watch it more than once now, unless it's something really freaking epic that has reasons to go back to.
For me, I'm like a huge movie collector. I always loved physical media. I always liked taking the disc 2 out, putting in the DVD player, watching when I was a kid. I think the movie, like I started going hardcore probably when I started my YouTube channel, 2010. You know, when I started out, and I just love the feeling of buying something, because when I buy a Blu-ray or a DVD, like say Attack on Titan, you know, that anime that came out, like you feel like you have something, it has some weight, it has some heft, you know, you feel like you own it, this is your property, this is something that's going to last you a long time, you know. So this is another question I wanted to ask that kind of dives into that. Are you okay, or are you saddened by the fact that physical media is gradually becoming a niche market?
If you asked me a couple of years ago, I probably would have been really bummed out by that fact, but now with kids and everything, there's just not a lot of room for shelves with DVDs, so it's very nice being able to quickly throw a movie on and flip over to another movie, you know, without a care in the world. I don't have to go down and look through a fucking box to find, you know, the second disc of Seinfeld on DVD out of like the 20, you know, the like 60 discs that are down there. So yeah, there's definitely, I own so many TV series on DVD. It's disgusting. I mean, I own every season of X-Files, My wife wanted every season of Gilmore Girls. Those things ran me like $50 a piece at a time, and now they're all on fucking Netflix for free. So now I'm very much okay with digital media, whereas 6 years ago I would have said no, that's ridiculous, it's absurd.
For me, it's like, because I love physical media, I'm a little saddened by that. But in some way, there's a part of me that looks forward to it because because companies like Shout Factory and Mill Creek will take over, and we'll actually get proper deluxe sets of films rather than what the studio may consider a junk movie or a flop and give it a lackluster DVD release, you know? Perfect example of this, Hackers. MGM owned Hackers for years and gave it a shitty-ass DVD release, and it was so rare, it became so bloody rare to get, that I actually got it, and it was on a flipper disc. Hate those things. You know, from an environmentalist standpoint, I kind of get it. From like a collector, I hate those things. And then it's like...
Yeah, that was I remember when I got my DVD player, it came with Stargate, which no matter how many times I try to like that movie, it still sucks. And Sleepers, which is a fantastic movie. But when I watched Stargate, it was like 12 at night, and I'm just sitting there, and it's right in the middle of an action scene, and the thing just goes black. And I sit up, and I'm looking around like, what just happened? What the hell just happened? I didn't realize I had to flip the disc. It's just stupid as hell.
Oh my god, so you had one of those flipper things.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate flipper discs. I mean, thank God those are dying down. And then going back to the whole Hackers thing, you go with Shout Factory, and they give you extras, like new interview with the cast members that'll show up. I mean, obviously, Angelina Jolie has become so big that she probably doesn't give a shit about that movie anymore. But then you've got the guy from Elementary who probably came on, the director came on, you know. And they really are like, for the movie buffs, for the hardcore cinephiles who love collecting, here, we're going to give you a deluxe set. We're going to go Criterion Collection on you for every movie that we can get our hands on and give you a proper DVD release, because these big studios are fucking assholes. You know?
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that's really saddened by that, and I guess I do understand from an economic standpoint, and from your standpoint as a parent, it's more convenient. It's just that from a collector standpoint, I get sad, but also look forward to it because I will get more proper deluxe sets. So who's the real winner?
Here's my $1 billion idea for Hollywood. They go the stupid amiibo route, and they give you like a digital statue of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and you put it down, and then it unlocks the bonus features for the movie. You're welcome. You're welcome, Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood don't give a shit. Hollywood's like, what do they know? Disney, Black Widow's just for girls. We're not gonna give her own action figure, even though she's probably like our next Ripley or Sarkana. Idiots.
It's 2 action figures. You get the Rebecca Romijn version, and you get the Jennifer Lawrence version. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Double dip.
Oh yeah, who would win in a fight, Black Widow or the person from Mission Impossible 5?
Oh, I can't. Man, I wish I remembered the actress's name, but she wins on every fight. She's just
really, even against ScarJo, Soviet Union, Shield, James Bond martial arts training. Also,
she like guys, and I don't know. It's the viewer wins is who wins.
Yeah,
the viewer wins.
Yeah, because we can see both of those hot ass women go to hardcore cat fight. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think in a way her character was more risky, like Black Widow. Because Black Widow, well, she has technically killed aliens, but we've never seen like her just go hardcore, snap motherfuckers' necks and take names and shit. That's probably like why my Black Widow movie will never go anywhere. Because it's R-rated, it's hardcore. It's where, one thing I would love is that I would get Linda Hamilton to be the person who trained Black Widow. Because I'm like, what better way than to get the actress who kind of brought one of the 2 actresses who brought badass female protagonists to like the mainstream, you know, to train like the next generation.
And then she dies of leukemia in T3. God, what a way to go.
I have not seen T3 because my brain is like, no, because it's like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I probably will go through a Terminator marathon. Oh, the only dumb thing about physical media collecting is that when you're a completist like me, you buy everything, even when that movie's a piece of shit. I own Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, the two disc versions. I own Amazing Spider-Man 2, even though I fucking hate that movie. Like a madman.
You gonna buy Fantastic?
It will get to that point because I own the Corbin version. I have lost your respect.
Side note: this is the chair I've been sitting on. I just want to point this out. It's like a kid's table-sized chair. So if I'm moving around a lot, it's because I've lost the feeling in my ass for about 20 minutes.
It's okay, man. It's okay. I was thinking about
not because I'm uncomfortable or anything with this. It's just a chair.
No, I didn't take that at all, man. I mean, you're a cool guy. You're keeping it real. I like that. Yeah, I'm keeping it real. I like that type of thing. And, you know, my first guest, you know, so it's nice and easy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I guess, like, I'm going to burp. I just burped? Okay. I guess one of the main things with the completist mindset, and I just hated, like, how they rebooted Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like you were hoping Sony would have the balls to just do its own thing, you know? Go in a different route with the Raimi film. Whereas if you look at Raimi, it's like, yeah, Spider-Man 3 had problems, but you could still salvage something from it. You still felt like at points it was a continuation of the Raimi trilogy, you know? The other thing I would have liked to have seen in that film is like them exploring more of that Osborn and Parker, you know, hatred, you know? Seeing more of those characters develop, and maybe...
Yeah, that didn't happen in Amazing 2.
Yeah, Amazing 2, it's like, Amazing 2, they just wanted the Marvel things, you know? Chris Tuckman said it best, God forbid if the first installment's good and people want a sequel. It's like, no, because movie series like Toy Story, the first two Raimi movies, the Nolan trilogy, we can't do that shit anymore. Because it's not like that doesn't make us any money.
Right.
You know? Bloody ridiculous. And it drives me nuts. Okay, where were we in the questions? Do you own a region-free DVD or Blu-ray player?
No.
Okay. Next question.
Oh, I don't know. Is the PS4 region free?
I think it's region free with games, not with.
I feel
movies.
Games. Okay, yeah. I think you're right.
Because Sony hates you.
Maybe my Sega Saturn is region free.
I don't think that.
Although
it plays VCDs.
I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to let you know I own a Sega Saturn. That was my name.
I watch GameSack. I watch Classic Game Room. I watch James Rolfe. You know, I don't give a shit what console you own, man. What else?
Representing the Sega Saturn.
Yeah. What is your favorite movie to watch with your kids?
What is my favorite movie that we watch? Well, I recently showed Olivia Goonies, which she really liked, and I'm a huge fan of the Goonies, so we've watched that a few times. Home Alone 2, Lost to New York, the better of the two films. We watched that one a lot.
Oh, shit, Comment War just started!
That just happened. Shit. That just happened.
Yeah.
Double the adventure, double the action, double the fun.
Oh, shit, Comment War! You just started a Comment War up in here.
That just happened. Yeah, so those two, pretty much every Pixar movie. We've seen the Toy Story movies, of course, 100 times. We've seen WALLE. I'm a huge fan of WALLE.
WALL-E, I think, is probably one of the more ballsiest and riskiest Pixar films. I think that's the film I can really respect because it's mostly a silent film throughout, which is like, other than the artist, what other thing can you think of that's a recent silent film that's a big studio, unless it's an indie thing, you know?
Besides Castaway, I can't really think of much that comes to mind. Incredibles, they've gotten old enough to appreciate Incredibles more, so we've been watching that one. And Ratatouille was the last one I showed them, and they loved that. So
yeah. Speaking of which, I'm once again, the completist is taking over. Probably on Black Friday, I'm going to get the last 4 Pixar movies I need in my collection to complete it.
Nice.
I'm going to have Monsters University, Cars 2, again, completist.
Oh.
I have to.
Oh.
It's
Steer
funny.
clear.
It's funny because there's a part of me that like loves analyzing Karl Marx and people like that, but I'd be a terrible communist because as soon as it's like Pixar complete anthology, fuck this communist shit, take my money, I would just leave right on the spot, you know. I mean, I eventually bought the Star Wars Blu-rays. It's like, unfortunately, yeah, I haven't watched the originals. Fortunately, I'm one of the few people who has the unaltered cuts. You know?
Nice.
Even though the transfer is terrible, and George Lucas was like, someone was like, "Hey George, you think we could make these anamorphic widescreen?" George Lucas, what the fuck did you just say? Wait, George Lucas, take him outside! Take him the fuck outside! I want to hear this shit! Take him to the fucking selling pit, fucking asshole! No, we're just gonna rip the laser disc, slap him on there, they'll buy it anyway because they're fucking idiots!
He's gonna get buried with the original cuts. And kill Boba Fett again while you're at it, because he's the coolest character in the Star Wars universe for no reason.
Yeah. Again, I would just love to see if they went in that direction with Black Widow, you know? Like, showing, like, everyone's like, oh, Black Widow's so cool, I like her attitude, I like her character. Motorcycle chain, shoots Hawkeye in the fucking arm, crashes into shit, jumps on it, beats the shit out of Captain America, shoots him in the leg, like, stomps on his spine, just doesn't give a shit, chokes a fucking reporter out, you know, basically becomes a fucking psychopath.
For family. For kids.
It's like, Black Widow, a family role model. What the fuck did you say to me? I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head.
Right.
Yeah. My version of Black Widow is not kid-friendly.
Not quite.
Yes. I guess the reason is I really want a mature female superhero movie, you know? And I really think Black Widow would be a perfect way to do that. And if they went more in depth with her, showing the psychological side, you know, the tragic elements, because she's a very interesting character, you know?
Have that movie, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess one of the things... Yeah,
Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill, kind of like that. It's like one of the things I would love to see is them go with the Red Room, kind of show her darker side. What my idea is kind of like the Red Room, like even after she left, you know, the KGB or whatever she worked for, it was still operating under Hydra. And even Hydra didn't know about how long it was operating, you know? So it's like, it would also kind of go that Skyfall route, because I love Skyfall because of how much because I love seeing these badass characters being put in situations where they're tested, you know? Where
Skyfall would have been cooler if the villain was a washed out 007 agent. Like Pierce Brosnan or something. Brought back as a villain.
No, codename theory does not work. No, you are sinning. Codename theory bad. Yeah, I don't like the codename theory. I really think it's stupid when you break it down, because it's like, because there are so many things. Oh yeah, speaking of Black Widow and James Bond, I hated how Joss Whedon got all that unnecessary hate from so-called feminists. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, oh, Black Widow gets kidnapped. Why can't she do this? Okay, one, watch fucking Goldfinger. You know? Because, you know what I mean? Bond, badass spy, crashes, gets put in the shittiest situation, and Felix Leiter has to bail him out. How is that any different from what Black Widow was put through?
That whole thing was ridiculous.
It was the most unnecessary controversy, and I was afraid of that going in, but then I had that spy thriller mindset and that background of the James Bond movies that I really appreciated and respected what Joss Whedon did. I even said that in my freaking review, you know? Although I really wish they didn't go into that relationship thing, you know? Like, I love Hulk, I love Black Widow.
Yeah, that was stupid and forced. That was dumb and forced.
There were elements where that worked, you know? But I liked seeing those characters separate. Plus, you know what pissed me off even more? There was no mention of Betty Ross. Like, no mention. Like, seriously? Like, you know, the perfect time to add that in would have been like when Black Widow and Hulk are talking, and then, you know, he tells her about Betty, and like, no, I can't. I tried that once with Betty, and you know what I mean? Would have been the perfect moment to tie the Incredible Hulk in with the rest of the MCU. Hell, I had this whole idea where it's like, oh shit, the Hulkbuster scene. Hulk snaps, he's mind controlled, you know. And it's like, why didn't Joss Whedon just do this, you know? Get Liv Tyler back for a few minutes. Show a first-person view of that fight in the Incredible Hulk. Only Betty Ross dies. Or Black Widow dies in his arms.
I was gonna say I don't really want to see Liv Tyler again, but if you kill her, then I'd be okay with it. Yeah. Then I'd be all right.
Personally, I'm kind of like a fan of the Bixby show. You know, I love Bill Bixby in that role. I mean, he just really sold you on this tragic guy, this loner. You know, I mean, if you want Hulk, the Bixby Ferrigno show, despite some of the cheesiness, still holds up incredibly well. You know, because of Bixby's just great performance as Banner. You know, he really got him down, and it's just hopefully, because I'm a feminist myself, so if I see any negative comments, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm a feminist. Don't bash me. You know?
Yeah.
Where are we in the thing? Obviously, you've directed a few short films in your life. Did you direct those, or did you like, what was that experience like? Directing a short film.
Oh, it's just fun. I mean, my buddies and I like to screw around and have fun on the camera. So, I wrote the scripts and storyboarded.
Let's go through the rest of these questions then. Okay. Obviously you directed a short film. You mentioned that you liked Baz Luhrmann, and I'm a guy who really doesn't like Baz Luhrmann's film. So I'm wondering, as a guy who does like his film, what's appealing about the style or the way he directs it? What made you like his work?
Might want to cancel that question. That was Corey that likes Baz Luhrmann, not me. I don't dislike him, but I'm not the Baz Luhrmann. I don't think I've even seen any of his movies, honestly.
Luhrmann, I think it's too much style over substance, and I hate that. You know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. So.
Yeah. Worst theatrical experience for you?
Oh, that's a good question. Jesus, what did I see that I don't think I've ever... Well, I did walk out of one movie, but it's kind of unfair because I walked in knowing I was going to walk out, which was the only U-Bowl movie I ever saw, House of the Dead, because it was an afternoon and we were bored. So me and my buddy were like, let's just go to the shittiest movie we can think of, and that was out at the time. So yeah, I think I walked out on that one when everybody was jumping and they were doing like the really cheesy bullet time effect, but they did it like 7 times in a row.
And you were just like, "That's it, I'm out. Fuck this."
Yeah, that was the breaking point for me. I think that Matrix Revolutions was a huge like downer for me because the first one's in my top 10. The second one is a fun action film that's passable, but it's all lynching on the third movie being really good, and that one just dropped the ball all around. So that was definitely a bummer.
That really must suck. Okay, what made you want to do the other feud segments, like fast food feud, game feud, stuff like that?
You know, the goal of Feud Nation, movie feuds, then turn Feud Nation, was to do a bunch of different shows and even have other people do those shows. And I wouldn't necessarily be the host of them. But I just think I did too much too soon, and I couldn't handle, writing scripts for every one of these things and filming every night and editing. Gold was getting like 30,000 views every day on its own. So once those numbers dropped, it was because I was trying to grow the channel and broaden it to more people, because as I said earlier, YouTube has like thousands of millions of videos every day, so getting noticed is impossible. So I figured if I could try different outlets, I could bring people in. Plus I have a passion for games and food and whatnot, but it was just too much for me to take on, and I had to scale back to what I was most comfortable with.
Food I can agree with you on, because I love cooking. I make a really good tuna steak. Like, if you were in PA in my area, then I
That
would
sounds
make
pretty
one
good.
hell of a tuna steak. I dry rub it. I cook it on a skillet with olive oil, tons of spices.
Nice.
It's freaking great. Yeah, my mom who makes tuna steak loved it. All right, this is one of the bigger questions. If you were, yeah, hi, if you were invited to a congressional hearing about copyright reform / fair use reform, what would you say to them, and what would you want reformed?
Probably say fuck you to start with. I don't know. It's such a slippery slope. It's hard. I mean, are you saying in terms of how YouTube handles copyright, or just movies, or what? It's kind of a broad question, I guess. If it's in terms of YouTube alone, I mean, they have the system in place to monitor if you're showing video clips and whatnot. So it's hard to. I mean, I get why they do it. There's tons of YouTube channels that all they do is rip off other people's trailers and content and post them and make money without doing any actual work. So something needs to be in place, but what they have is atrocious. I mean, if I should be able to show movie clips during a movie review to make my point heard, and not being able to do that is ridiculous. That's why I can't watch shows like Chris Stuckman's, who has a good show, but I can't watch it because I need some value. I can't just watch one guy jump cutting constantly. It doesn't work for me. If it's a podcast, that's one thing, because I'm there to just have focus.
But if it's a video, it's an entirely.
What's that?
If it's a video,
right. Yeah, I want to be engaged visually, and I for one can't stand looking at myself for more than 10 seconds at a time without jumping away to something else. So, but.
Could you
That's for sure.
All right, I had to get the headphones in. That'll stop the bloody feedback loop. All right, so now we got that. I watched your rant on the multi-channels, which was a brilliantly done rant. I loved how in-depth you were. I loved how real you were about your personal experience. So, and I really respect you for having the balls to go that kind of Angry Joe approach, you know? Like, fuck you.
I like Angry Joe,
yeah, I mean, he's a cool dude. So let me just do this really quick, and
although sometimes he confuses me when he does things. Like, he posted that Let's Play video of Mario, and he knew going in it was going to get flagged, so that just seemed kind of like he was asking for it.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so we asked you about the fair use reform. Let's go to the, why do you think multi-channels act so corrupt to the smaller channels like you?
I think they do it to everybody, don't they? They're just kind of a shit service. They're just snakes.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't understand why they would do that.
Oh, because, well, they're just a business. I mean, if you can pool together, 600,000 YouTubers and lead them into believing they're making higher revenue, and then you take 20, 30, 40%, even if they're a small channel, like, with a couple thousand subscribers or 10 subscribers, if they're even making $1, that company's taking 20 cents times, 600,000, they're making a lot of money. So, and if they get a channel that's making $1,000 a month or $3,000, that's a fuck ton of money. So they don't give a shit. There's no outreach program there. It's all just nonsense. They're just cashing checks. That's all they're doing. They're insurance salesmen.
Yeah, I think we really need more sites like Movie Pilot and
What's that?
I think we kind of need more. Why isn't my headphone? My headphones suck. Okay.
I hear you.
Can you still hear me? All right. So I think we need more sites like Movie Pilot, because they're a website. They take you up. You can create your own content. I started my own thing, which is great. How they come to you. They specifically said they loved my Inside Out review because of how enthusiastic I was. So it's a huge honor.
Movie Pilot, pretty legit people.
Right.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So, I think we kind of answered this, but let's do this anyway. As a content creator, do you think it is essential to have more than just YouTube as income?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Do that question going in. All right.
In order to make what I make now as a web designer freelancer, I would probably have to have, I think I did the math one time. It was what I'm making now, I'd have to multiply times 15 every month for revenue to match what I'm making in my current job. So it's not even close to feasible.
All right. Let's see. We got that out of the way. Since you are a parent living in the internet age, how do you talk to your kids about the dangers of the internet?
My kids are still too young, I think. They don't really, I don't think they really quite fathom what the internet even is.
So you don't let them go on the internet. You don't let them go on. Wait.
Oh yeah, no, I'll just. Fortunately, my daughter's amazing, and she's just not stupid. She doesn't go on the online or anything and try to find things to get in trouble. She's too young and innocent. The world hasn't beaten her down yet. So when we get to that point, I don't really have like a quick fire answer at the hip. It's just going to be more, we'll tackle things when we get to them.
What?
Right. They don't know I have a YouTube show. I mean, they know that I come down here and film. God knows what they think, but they know I'm just working. I wouldn't show them my show. It's inappropriate for them. So. Although I am movie Feuds more.
I liked it.
I'm trying not to swear on that one as much. I need to take some responsibility because YouTube doesn't take the responsibility for me, and parents aren't responsible enough to watch their kids. So if it is a PG-13 episode that I'm doing, I don't swear in it anymore. I really do feel bad that Frozen vs. Tangled, which has like millions of views, has me saying some inappropriate stuff in there. I have a bunch of flags and messages when the video starts. Like, they're swearing, there's inappropriate conversation. I don't feel bad enough to the point of pulling it, though, because I'm sorry, I still need that revenue.
Yeah, I get that, man. That was probably one of the most brilliant and beautiful answers I could hear from a content creator who also was a parent, I'm sure if I were in your situation, I would say the same thing, Yeah. I want to try to be a special ed teacher as well as a film critic, because being in special ed, I think I would have a unique perspective on that, All right. Also, what is your favorite type of feud to do?
As far as like movies, games, whatnot?
Whatever. Probably movies.
Well, what do you mean by that? Do you mean what kind of, as far as doing it by myself or with a guest or the best and worst?
Yeah, like one of those, like whatever you feel is your best or your most preferred.
Oh, what's my favorite episode?
Or, well,
I'm sorry.
Type of feud, I mean, like in terms of movies.
Well, the best and worst episodes are the easiest for me to write because I'm just off the cuff saying what I like and then I give a few sentences and it's much faster. I don't think those are necessarily the best episodes, though. They're just kind of fun to get my opinion out. I think when I'm by myself and I get a good rhythm going, those are my favorite. If I'm writing it, on the computer or whatever, and I'm actually chuckling as I'm writing, like this is good, this is funny to me. Those are my favorites. So like Twilight versus what was it? Twilight versus 50 Shades of Grey. That one's probably my favorite episode because I was even watching, kind of laughing at how stupid it was, like horsebacks or midgets on horseback banging. I don't even know what I said. It was just absurd and ridiculous. Like, why did I even think?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, those two movies are just total shit. I mean, I know some friends of mine who just love those, and I'm like, I think the reason why Twilight and 50 Shades pissed me off so much is, yes, you can have your softcore porn shit, but maybe this wouldn't. I don't think Twilight or 50 Shades would have bothered me so much if those were movies made in the 70s or the 60s.
Or they weren't popular.
Had they been...
They're so pandering to the audience, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess also because it's like, I value strong women, and it's like women have really worked, writers have really worked their asses off to write a good female protagonist. Like Black Widow, like Ripley, like Sarah Connor. Until we got to Alien 3 where she almost got gang raped. God, I despise Alien 3.
Alien 3, the David Fincher / whatever director did it.
Yeah.
It was a good movie there.
Yeah,
They just it went through studio hell, and yeah.
Even Fincher
Yeah,
said he hates it, so I don't know.
It's a mess.
All right.
Well, what is your preferred movie feud style? You like it more when I have guests on?
Well, I kind of like when you do the guest thing because you hear two sides of the argument. You hear two different perspectives. But I also like your style because you're able to go in depth, kind of like Doug and Chris, but also in a way do it in a very dry wit, like a different approach, you know, not so serious. But your analysis is still very solid, and I guess that's what is appealing to me, you know, as a guy who loves analysis.
And
you know?
and to be fair, I am typically writing both sides of the argument when I have guests on anyway, so I'm kind of arguing with myself too.
Yeah. Alright. But either way, I guess one of these things I would love for you to do is put, you know what I'm saying, Kubrick versus Hitchcock, and you probably know where this is going. Our good old friend Anthony Perkins versus our good old friend Malcolm McDowell in Clockwork Orange versus Psycho. If that isn't a hard freaking feud to do, I don't know what.
That would be very hard. They're both very strong character studies, and they're both shot brilliantly. Yeah.
And they're both directed brilliantly.
I'll try to
brilliantly, and
I'll try to get to that one.
Amazing.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the list.
All right. Anyway, Adam, I think that is all I have time for. I'm going to ask you a different question after the interview. Thank you for coming on here, coming to me. Really cool conversation. Hopefully you'll post this on your channel.
Yeah, I'll post it on my channel.
Really cool.
That's fine. People should learn.
That'd be great. Anyway.
I said that's how a collab.
What was that?
That's how this is what the other assholes didn't do, was post my feud to their channel. This is how a collab works. You know, I'll definitely get you on my channel and they can see you and what you're all about. And thank you for taking the time to interview me and reaching out. And this was a lot of fun. So.
And I'm sorry that this bloody took so long. I got so busy and lazy. All right, man. So thank you very much for your time. All right. Before it ends, I guess